cubicles so that Muslim women can take their veils off to eat. Once we got settled, Naeem asked me what my household outgoings were. I said a couple of grand a month, and he said, easy, not a problem. He said they were trying to get Afzal into Parliament, and that they wanted me to help their cause. I remember his exact words being, so long as we're eating, you won't go hungry. I asked if they were offering me a job, and the pair of them said they knew I still controlled the EDL. I didn't, by the way, and how much the members and leadership respected me. It was complete bollocks, at least the leadership bit, but not in their minds. Afzal reckoned that if he could get some credibility in the white working class community, then he could swing it, win white collar class community, win the seat. Labour had a small majority, and obviously he thought he had the Muslim vote sewn up. But he wasn't leaving anything to chance. He mentioned me coming along and appearing at some public meetings that would be called An Evening with Tommy Robinson, where I'd just turn up, talk about whatever, but basically give my support to him. The line was, this man has fought for our country in Iraq and Afghanistan. Now he'll fight for us. He said I'd be paid for my time, which sounded fair enough at that point. I still thought he was pretty much on message, even if this Naeem was a bit suspect. Things changed, though, when Afzal said he wanted to talk to the UDL leadership about setting up another demo, a repeat of the anti-mosque demo, but with a twist. This time he wanted to stage manage it. He wanted me to have the EDL call the follow-up demo the weekend before the election on May the 7th, then announce a meeting with him and the police chief and finally agree to call it off, with Afzal being able to take the credit. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. He'd always been nice enough with me and seemed to be in tune with a lot of the concerns I'd raised both inside and outside the EDL. But this was outrageous. He said he was all for tackling the grooming problems, restricting the growth of Sharia courts, the building of mosques, and all those issues. Like I said, he really seemed to get people's concerns about how Muslim communities and organisations were getting out of control and Islamifying whole areas, whole towns and cities. But now, here he was basically trying to use a legitimate street protest group, which I've always insisted the EDL is, as a device just to get him elected. When the story broke in the Mail on Sunday, soon afterwards, people demanded to know if I was still in the EDL, through the back door or whatever, but really I wasn't. During that call, Afzal and his man Naeem said they wanted the meeting with the EDL leadership to happen in 2 days, but I explained that Steve Addos wasn't around and it would have to be the following Monday. That brought me a week to sort something out, to work out what to do. And as I said earlier, I had plenty of time on my hands waiting for my licence period to wind down. I had to go into London anyway, so I trotted along to the spy shop in Oxford Street to see about getting some surveillance equipment. So then I rang a contact from a television production company who was working on the documentary about me and explained it all to him. I wasn't exactly sure what they were going to offer. I wanted it all recorded either way. The TV documentary bloke, Mike, was worried about us being involved in some kind of covert entrapment, but I said, I've done sod all. This is entirely these guys, and it was. Here was a completely corrupt would-be Member of Parliament intent on buying his way into the government, and his eyes were on 10 Downing Street. Somehow, I'm not expecting a knighthood for the public service I did the country, though.